Well, all right. Here we are. I just wanted to make a video talking about life. Give me a second as I enjoy some of this coffee. It's so much stuff going on right now. I don't even know where to start. Um, I know I'm definitely trying to build up my YouTube page. I'm actually trying to reach for goals that are important to me. Seems like the world is on fire. I'm in quarantine and I'm letting all of my grays and my balding, all of that come out. I'm like, whatever, whatever. All that vanity, it's like that ain't even it. I can go to the barber, I can get cuted up and suited up and booted up. But right now, that's not even the issue with me. Right now, I'm just interested in my creative process and making something that can inspire people. So I'm throwing myself into learning how to do recording, learning how to do, um, you know, whether it was audio or visual, and it's so interesting. It's been a long time coming. I have run from it. I've dreaded it, because of experiences that I've had uh, as a younger person, just recording and just dealing with shisty people and just it put a bad taste in my mouth. I just wanted to go to that happiest place, which for me was always the creative process, But I've gotten to a point where I'm like, now with the technology and with so many do-it-yourself videos and so many people that are producing now, having so much accessibility to the actual technology, I have to learn it. Yeah, so I'm just trying to create, you know, and I found myself having the access. I really don't even know exactly if there's any particular one area or anything that I'm interested in. I am infatuated with life so much so there's no telling what I'll come up with. Thus, H3. It's exponential. Originally, it started off being uh, a moniker for a hip hop class that I used to teach. It was hip hop with Herb. H, hip hop, H with Herb. Three H's. Hip hop with Herb. And then when I did Stomp the Yard in 2007, I was trying my best to get on and put my creativity out there for the cast, for the directors, hoping that I could kind of level up in my status and not just be a background. I was doing skits and creating songs and jingles and stuff, and they saw the effort and they called me the artist, after Prince and the fact that I was demonstrating so much creativity. I was just bold and brazen with it. I was too afraid to let the opportunity pass me by without throwing my best out there. And it was so tripped out that they would request the skit, you know. And honestly, it was a knockoff from what Tommy Davidson did when he did the skit about Prince going to McDonald's, which to this day probably is one of the funniest skits ever created. But I took Tommy Davidson's idea and I flipped it, and I addressed the theta nu thetas and then the gamma muse. Uh, I think they were named Gamma Musi. I think. Anyways, I'm in the movie and don't even know them. It don't matter. They don't matter because they lost. We theta news. We won. So, oh yeah, no. But yeah, I was just trying to, you know, always be creative and always put my stuff out there, man. It's always been a passion of mine. So I'm here. I am, and I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. Like this is a thing. Um, I'm just trying to focus in a little bit more and work on it. And I know I got a long way to go, but I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to start somewhere. So And I don't want this video to be too long anyway, but I don't even know if I've actually said anything worth anything, but this is my journey, and I'm gonna see if just gonna see where it goes. So, I titled this video Life, and I just kind of went into a little free flow, a second. Right now, there are many riots that are going on in the country and across the world. I've never seen anything like this in my life, and this is something that has never occurred before in the history of the world. And I find myself processing a lot of the pain and the grief that I am feeling. It seems that everywhere you turn, there is death, and there are human rights violations. People are not being treated humanely, particularly African Americans, black people, people who look like me. It's scary. It's infuriating. And it's not, for me, it's not so much that I'm afraid of the death as much as I'm afraid of what it will bring out of me and what it will bring out of the people that I care about. You know, I mean, all of it is scary, but I think the scariest thing is what kind of the atmosphere is provoking everyone, especially us, people of color, to behave in a way that we don't really want to behave in because our nature is not that. It's not violence. However, I maybe I'm wrong. I'm not going to say that because when you think about nature, we have this tendency to think about the sunny days and not include the storms. It is our nature to be both creation or creators and destructors. That's a well balanced diet for a human being. But it just seems that we're in a situation where we're having to deal with the dichotomy of what, how, when, or if, or how do we let out this destructive nature? Because because the things that are going on right now, it is mind blowing. Black men getting shot down in the streets like animals. When you have some of our own people, at least physically, speaking out against the very people that are getting gunned down and murdered like mercilessly. We actually have black people saying they deserved it. It's a difficult time, and I want to be inspirational. I want to be I want to be a person that can create a space for positivity, but I can never peddle blindness. If positivity means that you're not going to face what's going on, I don't know what that is. And there's so many people with so many ideas. The power of the tongue. Don't speak out. Don't say those words. Don't If you continue to protest, you're putting that energy out in the universe. And you know, first of all, what we're calling the universe is not just some dumb machine. I don't believe. I think that which runs the universe, or the government that is in charge of these spiritual mechanics. They know what time it is. It's not so set with a formula. It's a time to protest. It's a time to put our voices out there. It's a time to say, "Hey, I don't like this. This is crazy." But that's what we're dealing with right now. I have to be honest. I just haven't really felt very creative, um, and I think the part of the reason for that in me has been, it's the idea that I have that creativity has to be about smiles and being bubbly, and that's a part of it, because that is definitely a part of my character. But that's not the only part about my character. The other part of my character has a lot to do with the fact that that I, that I like to learn, and I like to teach. I am a teacher. So when I look at it, I'm like, it just seems like it's not time right now for that kind of, or that energy of creativity. The creativity now needs to be in addressing the injustices that are taking place, and making sure that people do not lose their minds. So, and I'm going to address that because, saying don't give up and don't lose hope. I just want to specify it a little bit more. Just, I don't want people to lose their minds, and that includes me. Because as I've gotten more experience, so as I've gotten older, I'm realizing how powerful we are as humans, how powerful we are, definitely as black folk, and how delicate the mind is. And see, black people, we've had to learn compensatory behavior all our life, to so much so that we could be having so many for real symptoms about our situation, and we've learned how to cope with it. Or we're coping with it to the best that we can, and we're functional because we've always had to be functional. Now the idea has crept in that you can be more than just functional, which is now causing all of us, those who are paying attention, to say, well, why do I hurt so bad? Why is my heart so heavy? Because we haven't accounted for the subtleties that have been passed down from all the trauma that we've inherited, and the trauma that we're experiencing while we're sojourning in this world and in this country and in these particular situations. It affects you. And if you're intelligent enough to take a moment and think about it, you can't help but feel. And then you got to figure out what you're going to do with those feelings. Because your spirit, your soul, your mind is trying to repair and correct itself from the disrespect, the trauma, the abuse, the human violation, the spiritual violations that have happened both physically and subliminally and overtly. It is just, I'm doing more talking than I thought I should be doing. I don't know. We'll see where it goes.